Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Heni Pratiwi, and I'll be your moderator for today international webinar connecting students from USM or University Science Malaysia and Sultan Azizri Tayasa University, Indonesia. Today's topic is highly relevant in today's world. The title Strengthening Sustainability Through Environmental Management Accounting, Implication for Sustainability Performance and Greenwashing Prevention. Okay, we are very fortunate to have with us an expert in this field, Miss Verina Klaidi, SIMAK. She is a lecturer at Untirta and Banten University with practical experience in finance, accounting, and taxation in several well-known companies. She is also an active researcher publishing journal in forensic accounting, whistleblowing, and of course, environmental accounting. So today we will learn from both an academic and professional perspective. The webinar will be divided into several segments. The first presentation by Ms. Verina. The second, Q&A session, where you can submit question with a chat box on this platform, or you can directly ask to Miss Verina. The third or the last, open discussion among USM and Untirta participant. Okay, let's make the most of the opportunity to exchange perspective, ask question, and build connection. Without further ado, let me hand over to Miss Verina Klaidi. Miss Verina, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Henny, for the introduction. Okay, let me share screen. What is the material for today's discussion? Okay, have you all seen my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, thank you. Wait. Okay, hello everyone. In the current time, I would like to explain. We would like to discuss. We would like to discuss a lot about the important topic in the current time, which is that about the sustainability. Which is the topic for the seminar for today. It is the strengthening the sustainability through environmental management accounting. The implication for sustainability performance and greenwashing prevention. Okay, as we know so far, ladies and gentlemen, that in the current time, in the era of globalization right now, the focus of the corporation nowadays is not only talking about the non-financial aspect. It's not only talking about the financial aspect where they should try to focusing on their profitability, where they should be focusing on their income. But in the current time, every corporation also should focusing on their non-financial aspect. What kind of the non-financial aspect that we mean is that first there is any environmental performance, and then there is any social performance, and the last is there is any governance performance. So why we should try to focus on this kind of part in order that we can try to gain the stakeholder expectation, whether it is internal stakeholder and also external stakeholder, which is when we are trying to focus not only but the financial aspect but also in the non-financial aspect, we could try to increase the good reputation of the company, and also we can try to get a good trust from every stakeholder. Beside of a good reputation, also we can try to increase the customer satisfaction by focusing the non-financial aspect. Beside that, we can also try to reduce the risk of the law enforcement. And the last is that we can try to increase our competitiveness. That's why the non-financial aspect is something that's really important. But unfortunately, when we are trying to focus not only in the financial aspect, not only in the not only in the financial aspect, but also with the non-financial aspect, we will not get the profitability in the short term, but we will try to get the profitability in the long term. We can try to increase the high possibility of our sustainability in the long term of the way. That's why to focusing in the two part of financial and non-financial is something that's really important in the current time, because we can try to gain the stakeholder expectation. It's not only about internal stakeholder like employees, manager, and owners, but also we can try to gain the expectation from external stakeholder like supplier, society, government, creditor, shareholder, and also customer. And then because actually, when we want to make our business sustain in the era of globalization right now, we should have a good image or good brand image, because actually when we have a good image and reputation in front of the stakeholder, it can try to make our business are successful, because so know so far that in the current time the in the current time is that the era of mass media, which is every news are can be spread as quick as possible toward every external stakeholder. That's why that we should try to maintain and consider about the non-financial aspect, because it's aspect that's really important to make we to make us are having a good reputation in front of every stakeholder. So that is the company focus on in the current time. Then next, from the phenomenon that I tried to explain before, it is actually related with the financial reporting that come up in the current time or in the current status quo right now, which is which is when we are trying to talking about accounting. Is it actually different from traditional to from in the past time and in the current time? If in the past time, if we are talking about accounting, it's like we are trying to talking about the financial statement. We are talking about how much the profit that we get. We are trying to focusing on the profitability only and focus on shareholder. But in the sustainability accounting, it is actually different with the traditional accounting, because in the sustainability accounting here, we are trying to what is it? We are trying to focus on the 3P. So what means 3P? 3P is profit, plan, and planet, in which when the company want to sustain in the era of globalization right now, the company should focus on the three part of this P. The first is that profit. Of course, yeah. Every company should try to having uh, it should try to control their. I mean, it should try to focus on their profit, on their financial performance. The company should remain the profitability to operate, to grow, and also to invest. So they should try to consider this kind of things. And then the second, except the profit, the company also should try to having any social responsibility. I mean that they shouldn't only focusing on their internal only by focusing on the profit, but to gain the sustainability, they should also focusing on the people. So what means in kind of people in this part of the way? People means is social responsibility, such as company should try to consider about the employees' welfare, and then the second, like the company also should try to what is it? To should try to uh, maintain about the labor practice, health and safety of every what is it of every employees, and also should keep like every human right of every individual. So that is the important things. And then the last is that planet means in the 3P is that the environmental responsibility, such as resources use, pollution control, waste reduction, carbon footprint, and also protecting ecosystem. So that's why the company should consider and focus with this kind of part. And then the differences between traditional accounting and sustainability accounting. If the traditional accounting here is like more focusing about their shareholder, but in the sustainability accounting, they are also focused on the externalities. They are trying to focus on they are trying to focus on every linear of stakeholders that I have tried to mention before. So that is the differences. If in the because actually when we are trying to focusing in the sustainability accounting, sustainability accounting is actually the process how we can try to measure, report, and disclose the financial and non-financial information related to company, environment, social, and also governance impact. If in the traditional accounting, like we are only trying to measure about the process of financial statement and also about the financial report. But in the sustainability accounting, we are trying to focusing on the financial and also non-financial. We are trying to report it to the stakeholders. Actually, sustainability important is really important because when we are trying to create the sustainability reporting, we can try to evaluate whether the company operation are sustainable in the long term or not. And we can also try to inform the stakeholder about how the company manage the environment and social impact. Because when we are trying to inform the stakeholder about our management of environment and social impact, if we are have considered about those kind of things, it can make our corporation also are having a good reputation, so that it can try to make our corporation is more good again than before. So that is the sustainability accounting. And then next, this is the Okay, next, this is the framework. This is the framework of the conventional accounting with a social and environmental accounting in the last. There's any conventional accounting and in the last there is any social and environmental accounting. If we can see from this kind of the framework, this is the diagram compares conventional accounting with social and environmental accounting by showing how the scope of accounting expand when sustainability aspects are included. So in this framework, the diagram illustrates how conventional accounting evolves into social and environmental accounting by expand their focus purely from financial and economic matters to include social aspect and then environmental externalities and broader stakeholders need. If we can see in here, there is any conventional accounting, which is the conventional accounting is that like the top section of the accounting, which is the traditional accounting or conventional accounting, is focused on economic event. What is economic event? Economic event like the daily transaction, which is in the accounting is actually try to manage about our daily. I mean, in the accounting, we are trying to manage every transaction that happen in the each of the day. That is the economic event. We are trying to write it down and then collect it. That is an economic event. Then the second, there is an accounting entity, which is the accounting entity is try to show that the organization as the reporting boundary of the accounting. And then next, there is any financial description, which is financial description here is like the financial statement, revenue, expense, asset, and also liabilities. And the last, there is any users, which is the users of the conventional accounting is like management, investor, bankers, and also creditors. And actually, the what is it? The users here is divided into two parts. There is an internal users and also external users. For internal user, yeah, absolutely. There is any management, there is any shareholder. But for the external, there is any bankers and creditor. Then, if we can see here that This means that conventional accounting is narrow, financial, and mainly concerned with the economic performance of the company. So means that they are more focusing and more talking about economical performance of the company. It's actually different with the social and environmental accounting, where in the social and environmental accounting, we are trying to expand the element for the social and environmental accounting. That is in the bottom row, yeah, which is the other event of the social and environmental accounting here is not only talking about the economical. It's not only talking about economic event matter, but also about social event like community impact and environmental event like pollution or resources use are also considered relevant to the company performance and and responsibility, so that we are also try to calculate and try to measure this kind of social and environmental aspect in the economic event. And then the second, there's any externalities, which is externalities is just it's like the cost or benefit that affect the society and the environment, but not recorded in the conventional accounting, like carbon emission, waste, noise pollution. So the social and environmental accountings is have a purpose to include and acknowledge this kind of the externalities things. So that is something that different between conventional accounting and social and environmental accounting. In the social and environmental accounting, we are trying to measure all. We are trying to like mention the cost and benefit that affect to the society and environmental, and but is not recorded in the conventional accounting. And also we are trying to what is it involve the cost center for the social and environmental expenses. And then next, in the social and environmental accounting, also there is any other description. So what is other description? Other description is like the beside financial information, which is the company should report the non-financial data, such as sustainability performance. They should try to make. And then the second, environmental footprint, and then the social program that the company have made, and last about the ethical practice. So, and how is the users for the social and environmental accounting?
Recording
The
in
user,
progress.
the user here is society, labor, community, and also the future generation. So that is the users for the social and environmental accounting. So from the framework, we can try to conclude that conventional accounting is more talking about the financial condition, but from the for the social and environmental accounting, they are trying to talking about the whole of aspect that can make the company can sustain, can what is it, can get any profit in the long term of the way, can be sustained in the era of globalization right now, because they are trying to consider it about the social aspect and also environmental aspect to make any better decision, to make a decision in the corporation. So they are trying to integrate the social and environmental event. They are also try to measure about the externalities and the non-financial description for what is it, for creating the for what is it, for the operational of the for the operational of corporation. And then now in the current time, we can try to move from conventional accounting to social and environmental accounting, which is give us more holistic responsibility and sustainable view for company's performance, so that company can achieve the sustainability. Okay, next. Uh, the social and environmental accounting is that try to make, we are trying to make any report in the name of sustainability report. So what is sustainability report? Sustainability report is like a document that publicly disclose a company's environmental, social, and also governance or ESG performance and impact, which is it provide like transparency to stakeholders like investor and customer by detailing the company strategy, goals, and progress on sustainability issues beyond traditional financial metrics. This report also are used to demonstrate accountability, identify risk, and also opportunity to comply with increasing regulatory demand. Okay. In the what is it? In the sustainability report, we are trying to focusing on the key component and purpose. The first is that about environmental impact. When we are trying to make a sustainability report, so means that we should try to focusing also in the environmental impact. Environmental impact here is like we are trying to make any details of the carbon emission and policies to reduce the emission. So we should try to find out the way in order we can try to make we can try to reduce the emission of our corporation. For example, by doing any green innovation, whether it is green process innovation or green product innovation. And then the second, we can also try to create any energy consumption. We can also try to make any report of energy consumption, including the use of renewable energy. So means that we are trying to measure how much the input and output of the natural resources that we use. And then the third, we should also responsible for our waste management. And the last, biodiversity conservation, air quality, and nature resources management. So means that environmental report is actually talking about the details on carbon emission, energy and water use, and also waste management. How the company can what is it can report about the environmental aspect that they have tried to in keep and maintain. And then the second is talking about the social report, which is the social report is information about labor practice, diversity, and also community engagement. So means that when the corporation are have tried to thinking about the sustainability, they should also focusing on their social, such as the working condition, human right, and occupational health and safety. And then the second, there is any community relation and social contribution. And the last, there is any diversity and inclusion. So, in this part of the way, the social report is like telling us about the information on labor practice in the internal of the corporation. So means that when they want to sustain, they also should give what is it should give any carrying toward their internal corporation. They toward their internal corporation, especially focusing on the right of every labor. And then the last about governance, which is in the governance, we are trying to talking uh, about how the company should try to carrying about their business ethic, and also they should be transparent in their decision making, and also should have the management a good management structure and regulatory compliance. If the company are having any good governance, it can try to increase their sustainability in the era of globalization right now. Okay, that's why the sustainability reporting here is that focus on three part: environment, social, and also governance. Okay, and then next. Okay, next. Um, Wait. Okay, next, the sustainability reporting, as we know, as I have tried to mention before, that sustainability report is report that published publicly, which inform the performance of economic, finance, social, and environment from financial institution, public companies in conducting sustainability business, which is when we are which is sustainability reporting in Indonesia, is actually have under regulation from POJK number 51, POJK number 3, 2017, which is the sustainability reporting are a document that publicly disclose a company environment, social, and governance, or we call ESG, which is this performance is actually provide the transparency to stakeholder like investor and also customer by detailing the company strategy, goals, and progress on sustainability issue between traditional financial metrics. These reports are used to demonstrate accountability, identify with the risks and also opportunities, and also comply with increasingly regulatory demand, which is the key component and purpose in the sustainability report. The first in here there is an environment, which is in the environment. The details is on the carbon emission and also energy and water that we use and also the waste management. And then for social impact, also the social impact is like the what is it inform is like the society. So between we are also focusing on our internal our profit, but also we should try to consider about the external factors such as the society, which is we are trying to increase our what is it increase our carrying toward our stakeholder like society, because the society is actually the perspective that will be by our product. That's why we should also try to carrying with them by trying to giving them like CSR, and also creating any program that can support the society welfare. And then that's why in the sustainability report we are trying to focusing on the environmental impact, but it's not only talking about the environmental impact. We are also talking about the social impact. The social impact here is actually talking about the society and also the labor that work in the corporation, the labor practice, the diversity and community engagement. And then in the sustainability report, also we are obliged to make any transparency. We should try to provide the stakeholder with the data to evaluate the company long-term value and commitment to sustainability practice. And the last is that accountability, which is in the sustainability, we should try to hold the company accountable for their performance or their sustainability issues. So that is the sustainability report. So why we should try to make the sustainability reporting? Actually, because of there are so many benefit when we are trying to making any sustainability report, which is when we are trying to make the sustainability report, and also now there is an ESG reporting. We can try to increase the reputation or a brand image of the corporation in front of every stakeholder, so that we can try to enhance the company image and build the trust with the customer and also the investor. And then the second, we can also try to like increase our investor attraction, so we can try to meet the growing demand from investor for ESG related information. And then the third, regulatory compliance, which is when we are trying to making a sustainability report, is actually also help the company to identify and also manage the risk and opportunity that was related with sustainability, so that we can try to make the good decision for the betterment of the corporation in the part of sustainability. So we are not only try to measure about the internal aspect, but also measure about the whole of the aspect. Okay, and then next, sustainability. Actually, the for sustainability reporting in the current time is obliged or obligatory for certain entities in the both of whether it is Indonesia and also Malaysia, but it's actually with with a specific requirement and also pace implementation. For in Indonesia, sustainability reporting is mandatory for financial service institution, and then for issuers and also public companies and or manufacturer companies, which is the primary regulation, like there is any idea in the Financial Service Authority or OJK number 51, number 3, in the 2017, which is uh, every corporation that I mentioned before should try to make the sustainability reporting. But for in the Malaysia, sustainability reporting is mandatory for all listed company that exist in the main and ACE market of Bursa Malaysia, so that they should try to make sustainability accounting. Okay, and then in here, if we can see in here that there is any image that show there is any what is it? There is any four major global sustainability accounting and reporting framework, which is this framework are provide any guideline, standards, and rule that company use to measure, manage, and report their sustainability or their ESG. Which is every framework serve a different purpose and focus on different aspect of sustainability reporting. The first, there is any IFRS sustainability. So IFRS is not only about conventional accounting, but also there is any IFRS sustainability, which is IFRS here is International Financial Reporting Standards or International Sustainability Standards Board, which is IFRS are having any main focus on financial materiality, or climate related and sustainability related with disclosure, which is the key characteristic of IFRS sustainability is global baseline standards aligned with financial reporting, IFRS 1 and 2. And then the second, there is any EFRAG, European Financial Reporting Advisory Group, which is the main focus of this reporting is the double materiality and impact to the company, and also what is the impact toward the company, and then what is the impact of the society or environment. And then in the third point, there is any GRI standards, which is it is claim the future standard of reporting. There is any universal, there is any GRI 100, and then there is any economic GRI, and then there is any environmental GRI and also social GRI, which is GRI standards is a global reporting initiative standard, which is this is the standard, which is it is the importing the impact report, the reporting the financial, I mean the reporting about economic, environment, social, and universal of the financial data, which is they also try to focus on the reporting of economic, environment, and social impact toward the corporation, which is this is like the mostly used in the part of sustainability accounting framework. And then the last, there is any SISB, which is this is the Sustainability Accounting Standard Boards. This is the what is it? The accounting framework that try to connecting business and investor on the financial impact of the sustainability, which is this is used for industry that specific that have any ESG issues that affect financial performance. So that actually the sustainability accounting framework in the current time. I think there is any other, so it's better we are postpone first for the seminar or continue.
Pause, please.
Pause first, yeah. Okay. Okay, we will try to pause first for the discussion for today and waiting for the azan first, yeah.
Okay.